Hello? Hello?
Oh,
Hello?
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
shit. Just looked in there. I didn't see anyone. Oh, I was leaving a note for you guys. Oh
How's
my
it
god,
going?
you scared the shit out of me. Good.
Is this
I
couch, is
just
it?
woke up in the embassy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, man, sorry.
No, no, no. It's okay.
I
Is
nearly shit
Rusty
myself there.
around?
Yeah, I think so. I've
Okay.
literally just woke up, but I think he is about. We
Okay.
normally
Yeah,
try and
same. I woke
contact
up,
each other at the hour. So if I put the radio
okay.
on, I might be able to give him a shout.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens. I woke up at the embassy with some rambling note from Gideon about Rusty being down here rebuilding and the
It's
insurgency and Harry and was like, what the fuck?
crazy times.
Okay.
I'll probably, if
All
Rusty's
right.
about, I'll probably let him explain because he's better. Maybe he's explaining
Okay.
it.
All good.
So let me see.
At the embassy?
Yeah, we'll just have to wait a couple of minutes. We've got an agreement that we jump on the radio every so often at a certain time. So I'm just waiting for that time to come up, and then I'll give them a shout.
All good. All good. Oh man, I've been gone too long.
Oh, you've missed so much, man. You've missed so much.
I know. I know. I get bits and pieces. I'll get little notes at base when I wake up from time to time, but I think I've missed more than a couple notes are going to bring me up on, you know. And I've yet to talk to Gideon. I woke up, nobody was there. I had a note talking about someone at the piano house, a Woodsman, and so I came down here trying to figure something out.
Yeah.
I think the last that I really heard, the last I heard was all the shit happened with Gideon getting kidnapped, and then Jack had brought me up to speed on what happened with the clowns and a grenade, and then he said a bunch of shit went down with Gideon and everyone, like he'd seemed to have kind of lost his mind or was like full of hatred and revenge, and then all hell broke loose, and then that's about all I know. And then I wake up 4 or 5 days later.
Yeah.
And
Give me
just,
2 seconds, just otherwise you'll get. Yeah, 2 seconds. Rusty, Monk, are you about? Rusty and Monk?
Oh no, I'm Benjamin Booney.
Rusty, Monk. Monk? Monk, are you about? Monk, are you there? Monk, come in. Monk, come in.
1025, 1025. DREDD, are you out there?
Monk, hello, Monk. Yes, I've been calling for a little while. Are you there?
Oh yeah, I just checked about a minute ago.
Ah, right, no worries, no
Yeah,
worries.
we're well, we're with
Yeah, that's
Wes.
fine. You don't need to say where you are. That's all right. I just we have a visitor. Couch is here.
I have a couch is there. Okay, I'll let them know.
Yeah. Do you want to let me know if you're coming back? And if not, then I can start heading west
I
with
will.
us.
Let me chat. Just keep the radio on. Ed, you there?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're on our way.
Right, no problem, we'll wait for
Be
you.
there in less than 10.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry about that, Couch. It's on the hour, so I was like, if I miss it, we'll miss him.
It's perfect. I don't know. As usual, of course, my time's going to be cut short, but I definitely wanted. If I can't catch Rusty, I'll. If you don't mind, I'll just sleep here. I'm a little. I definitely don't want to wake up in the embassy until I know what the hell's going on there.
Yeah, so I don't know if you've had the
didn't feel
lowdown, but I think something's wrong with Gideon. He's quite unwell. He's not himself. He seems to think that what Harry's doing is good, and then Wes shot and killed 3 clowns, and then took off his armband, threw it on the floor, and said he was going to join Harry. Now, I've done a lot of talking around the lands. I've been up north, and apparently I've overheard a conversation between Tino from the Insurgents and Stella from the Fireflies that Jack went to join the Insurgents, and they told him to go speak to Gideon. As in, basically, your time at the Woodsman is just beginning in that Gideon may be on their side. And I know Rusty's really concerned about what your thoughts are on the whole thing, because that's not what Woodsmen are in our eyes and what we signed up for. So if you fall in line with Gideon, they just want to know where the group stands, I think.
Well, I can tell you right now, fighting alongside Harry Church is none of the options that I see in my future.
Well, that's a relief to hear.
I definitely need to talk to Gideon. I got to figure out if this is just a brainwashing thing, or if he's, I mean, we've been walking that edge for years. It's as you know now, it's so incredibly hard to do what we do. We get abused, manipulated, lied about. I mean, there is a breaking point for everyone. But in the past, Gideon and I have always leaned on each other in those times, and maybe just in my absence, he didn't have anyone to confide in, and I don't know.
Yeah. We're not sure if.
But fighting with Harry's knives. It seems odd that he gets kidnapped and comes back a completely different mindset. Yeah. So, man, it's going to be tough to know until I talk to him. But I do know, and we've been talking about this for quite a while, Gideon and I. Our business model does need fine-tuning, and not proactive aggression, but we've got to have a little bit more of a spine, if you will. We've got to fight back a little bit more, have a little bit more discipline and requirements. I mean, and the clowns are hard for me because I love the clowns, and we all know they're clowns. We know that they don't like humans. We know they want to enslave us. I take all that with a grain of salt. I mean, at the end of the day, there's hundreds, if not thousands, of humans left here, and there's a dozen clowns. So we could crush them like a grape anytime we wanted to. they're not my issue. Never have been, never will. So the
Yeah.
shenanigans that they bring to the table, I feel like a lot of that we put on ourselves. I mean, if you go to Lollipop Tower, you can expect it. Give me one
Yeah,
second.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I agree that's exactly what I've said. Is you put your hand in a hot fire, you're gonna get burnt, and you go there knowing full well what might happen. If you don't want that to happen, just don't go. And I'll be cordial with them. And I've been to Lollipop Tower, and I've had a good time up there. But when I went, I knew that I might not come back all with everything, or I might end up at the coast. So I didn't take what I didn't want to lose. But yeah, the whole thing, I think.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
even if you visit them during good times, when there is no war, you still leave your good shit at home and you go visit the clown. Like, it's expected, right? So
yeah.
to me, that there's so many different issues here, and none of them are necessarily related. The clowns are one separate thing, and as far as I'm concerned, just in case I don't have a chance to talk to Rusty, I want you to know where I'm coming from. So clowns are a separate issue. They're clowns. They're going to be clowns. They're never going to change. Not really a threat, but I will say moving forward, just like last time, I don't know if you were around, but the last time that I saw Worms punch Rusty in the face, I shot him. I just shot him in the back. Like, I'm done with that.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street of respect, and if we don't get it, especially in our home embassy and our
100%.
territory,
100%.
outside in the wild, so to speak, it's whatever. Kind of play it by ear, but don't come into Prig, especially into the embassy, and tell any of the woodsmen what to do or treat us with disrespect. I mean, and I think that's where we went wrong. I think we should have kind of had a better handle on that in the beginning, but we didn't, and that's okay. We got by for so long, but our popularity's grown a bit, and so we have a little more attention. There's more interaction, and with that's going to come all this bullshit. So I definitely don't want to side with my enemies. Like, when we started the Woodsman, my main focus was... Hey, one sec. Sorry about that.
Yeah,
my main priority with starting a new group in this land was, let's be different. Because all of our encounters and interactions with all these groups over, the first few years that we weren't woodsmen, it was all the same. Like, one minute they're enemies, the next minute they're friends with this group. Like, it's very wishy-washy. There's no loyalty. Everybody said one thing and did something else, and I really wanted to make something that was recognizable as a little bit different. And we had that. Like, we had it for a long time. Where we went wrong was fooling ourselves that complete neutrality is an option. And maybe pre-apocalyptic, sure. Post-apocalyptic, not so much. Like, not that you have to choose a side, because I've always preached this. The only side I choose is the side of the woodsman. It's not a good or a bad black and white thing. It's whatever, it doesn't matter. If good guys are attacking a woodsman, I'm going to shoot at the good guys. Like, it's all about woodsmen first for me. And the fact that we have such good quality woodsmen, it always just kind of worked itself out. If you're focusing on the good quality people in your group, then those people are doing good quality work representing the woodsman, and you didn't have to really think about it. It was just a natural progression.
Yeah.
And then...
And I think that's it. Like, I think most woodsmen understand that neutrality isn't possible entirely, that, you're always going to have some side of it. But I know what I took from it, and maybe some of the others do, is that what people do outside of Rig and outside of the embassy, we don't have control over that. That's not really our concern. Do you know what I mean? But as long as they follow the rules in our house, then, we'll help them as best we can.
100%. It's just got to be a two-way street. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. If a group comes up demanding shit from us, I'm just gonna say no. If you want to blow up my doors and take my minimal shit that I've got behind these walls, help yourself. I'll open the door for you. Shoot
Yeah.
me, send me to the coast, whatever. Rusty said it a million times. It doesn't stop what we do. It just slows us down. And not to mention, it's a huge waste of their time, a waste of their resources. What are they getting out of it? Nothing. So I have no problem telling people no. I think that's now, all of that aside, when someone washes up in a pair of jeans and a t-shirt, not representing anyone, no harm to me, no threat to anyone, I don't mind tossing them a piece of fish.
Yeah.
And I know what Harry's going to say is, well, then what's to stop Dam and Blackthorn from forcing these freshies to come to the embassy and get fish for them? Okay, whatever. Let them do that, because eventually that's going to backfire and it's going to expose them. It's going to bring them down to our area, our territory. It's going to be an opportunity for something to happen. So you can't account for everything.
Yeah.
But I do think
yeah.
we just need a Woodsman 2.0, an evolved, modified version of what we want to get accomplished.
I think
It's just going to involve some guns and bullets.
I think
It's kind of how it is.
I fully hear you, and I think you just need to be very careful of how that's communicated, because at the moment it appears from Gideon that he's following the rules set down by Harry Churches and that he's in cahoots. So, when you're saying we'll turn people away, is that because Harry's told us to turn them away? Or is that because the Woodsman,
right.
and that's the problem? So I totally hear you, but I just we need to be careful of how that's because we'll just turn
what
the
I'm
clowns
telling
away,
you guys,
and it's like, oh,
yeah. What I tell y'all, and my conversation with Gideon will be a lot more reserved, because I don't know his mental state. I don't think there's any question.
Yeah.
You guys haven't been brainwashed. You haven't, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna be a little cautious. But hear me out real quick while it's just you and I. This sounds insane, and it sounds like a logistical nightmare, and I know it won't work. I'm 100% it will fail at some point. But what if we tried, and people have been trying to do this for years, and in the past, the Woodsmen were the ones we said no. But what if we did have a committee, and every group and every faction had a seat at the table, so to speak, and we simply cast a vote? Say, for example, Dark as Midnight. Do we think they're worthy of getting fish at the embassy? Yes or no? Okay, well, no. You just go down the list. And it's voted on not by us. We just execute the votes. So Harry would have a vote. The insurgents would have a vote. But at the same time, if DAM changed their ways and after a couple of weeks had done nothing but good, and a vote came up and they got voted as an acceptable person to come into the embassy, then everyone would have to accept that. I mean, it would never happen. But I'm just trying to think of anything that's not the same shit that's,
I think for me
over
personally,
and over, rinsing and repeat.
Yeah, and I can't speak for everybody else, but to me, charity is total charity, and that's what I like about being a Woodsman. That I'll treat everybody as I see them, in that instance. And even if I've heard someone murdered somebody, I do this to be charitable, to help others on their way, to help survivors, no matter where they've come from, if they've washed up. And I don't know personally if I could be part of, oh, well, this week we're not helping them, or we're going to help them, because it's too much easy for corruption.
Yeah.
And,
it's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, and then where would the list be of, oh, can I talk to him? Can't I talk to him? It would just be like, look, you want some fish? Yeah, here's some fish. It's not the end of the world if you shoot me in the face. You're a fucker, but, it's just the way it is. Oh, shit.
Oh, sound good.
I hope that's not the guys. I'm just wondering if they thought I was at the embassy. I thought they would have been here by now. Monk, come in, monk, come in. Yeah, they should have been here by now. Monk, come in, monk, come in. Hello, monk. I'm just going to fire a shot to see if I can get their attention, because I think they are close by. Monk, come in, monk, come in. Yeah, I'm not sure where they're at, man. If you have to go, that's cool. I'll just relay what you've sort of communicated, but they should have been here.
Yeah, I mean, I look, I'm a woodsman to the core. Like, there are certain lines you just can't cross, and I made this. I told Jack, like, if I had to pick a side, I'm obviously going to lean towards where you guys are at, because in my opinion, it's always easier to go from where we are now to upgrading to, a little bit thicker skin or a little bit more put our foot down type of mentality. But once you cross that line and you've sided with your enemy and you've fought side by side with your enemy, coming back is going to be hard. You're not going to have any credibility. Like, there's no respect, there's no credibility, no one's going to believe you.
Yeah.
So that's just the harder of the two, for sure. So I think we can still salvage what we set out to do all these years ago with this group. I need to get face to face with Gideon and see where his head's at.
100%.
His note, just reading his note alone was enough to kind of cause alarm. Even the words he was using didn't sound like Gideon. It's almost like someone else wrote the note for him. Didn't make any sense.
Yeah. They were supposed to be here, like. wonder if those shots. Goodness sake. Let me try and get them on the radio one last time. Hello, come here. Monk, are you there? Monk, come in. Monk, come in.
This is Jack speaking, and he would be listening. This is Jack speaking, and listening.
Monk, come in. Monk, come in.
This is Jack. Brad, is that you in the embassy? What's going on there? There's multiple people with guns out running around.
I have no idea. I'm waiting for Monk and Rusty to come back. I fired some shots to try and get their attention.
There's at least 2 people in the embassy, and there's at least 2 people running around with guns out. I don't know who are they, and I see a lot of Zeds around the embassy.
I have no idea.
You are not in the embassy? Who's in the embassy then?
I don't know who's in the embassy, so I'm here with Couch, and we're waiting for Rusty and Monk to get back. So it could be them. They may have gone that way. They said they were heading back.
So you are waiting in another location that is not embassy, correct?
Correct.
Because I'm confused. Okay. So, but you cannot also confirm that these are not friendlies in the embassy? I don't know what's going on.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Be careful wherever you are. Be careful. Don't, of course, say it here, but be careful. There's shots. There's people with guns out.
The shots were me. I'm trying to get their attention because they were running back, and I'm trying to get them on the radio, but
okay. Wait, were you the one running around with the guns out then?
no, not me. No.
So around the embassy there was 2 guys with guns out.
They may have. That may be us. Jack, I can't tell you. You've got the eyes. Can you see armbands? If they've got armbands on, it's us.
No, because it was too quick. The second I start having because I'm in an industrial area, I'm not in where we usually have the eyes.
Right, I think I'll head. If you think that there's people at the embassy, I'm going to head to the embassy now. Because it could be our.
I didn't see who is that because I only.
Yeah, we'll take it easy in case it's not. Yeah, we'll take it easy.
Okay. Let me know on the radio if you need any support. I'll come down and meet you in the.
Yeah, no problem. Hello?
Red, where you at?
DREDD.
We're here.
Where
Where are you? Oh, fuck me, it's you guys.
Yeah, it's us.
I thought you were going to come meet Couch at the new location.
I don't know. I just followed the other two.
Fucking hell. I think we need to get out of here, though, and I'll tell you why once we get back to the other place. We need to go right now.
The whole thing smells fishy. Let's get out of here.
They're over here. Holy shit. Hello. It's clear, don't worry.
Just waiting for Monk.
So we've been waiting here for you to get back, and then I was on the radio trying to get a hold of you, and
I kept checking in.
Jack came on the radio. Yeah, Jack came on the radio and was saying, well, there's some guys running around the embassy. He's not at the embassy, but he's got a good view of the embassy. So I was like, fuck, if that is you guys...
friends, is he?
I don't know, that's why he's got a view. Well, he had a view, so that's why I'm thinking, fuck, if it is them, I need to go get them. And those shots that you heard was me trying to get you on the radio. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay.
I told you.
Yeah.
Were you the cowboy hat we saw on the by the fishing spot?
No, cowboy hat.
Okay, there were two people, flat hat, cowboy hat, guns out, coming down from the pier.
No,
And
we've literally been here the whole time.
Okay.
And Couch hasn't got long till he has to go to sleep, so I was like, where the fuck are they?
Yeah. But yeah, I talked to Jack on the radio too just now. He said there were two people scoping the embassy.
Yeah, so obviously he has eyes
careful.
on the embassy, so that's why I came over thinking it could be you guys.
How's
So
you're
is-
talking? I can't hear
Is
you.
Jack?
Oh, there you are.
So, okay. So where's Jack? I'm so confused. Okay, let me just. The last that I knew about, just so you know, I knew Gideon got kidnapped. I knew what happened with the clowns, how Gideon had to throw the grenade over. I knew that the shit went down at the embassy between everyone, and then that's all I know. I don't know anything beyond that point. I have no clue what's going on. Other
Fucking
than
hell, Couch,
obviously
I know more than
you're
you.
all here. Yeah. Obviously, then y'all are all here, and Gideon and Jack are not. So.
Right, I'll just cut to the chase on that. So we went up to the clowns to try and reason with them about not coming to exact vengeance on Gideon, because as far as I'm aware, Gideon isn't Gideon that we know. I don't know what's happened to him. I don't know what's done. And while we were up there, you know what clowns are like. Clowns be clowning. You know.
Yep.
They're not
Especially when you
their...
go to their, you go to their territory. They're extra clowny. Like
after a woodsman has threw a grenade in there as well.
Right. Yeah.
When the discussion, I won a game, and they agreed to not take any further action on Gideon. And then they said, right, it's time you all think about leaving. You know, they get their guns out and they usher you out to the door, sort of thing. With that, Jack took his gun out, blasted 3 clowns. Jackal, Mango, and Worm. Well, he dropped his armband first before he'd done it. And as he ran away, because he left me and Sam alive, he said, you can find me with Harry Churches. So as far as I took that, he went to join the insurgency. Worm woke up, and I was sorting out gear so it didn't disappear. And then another clown woke up and coasted me, which I fully understand.
For sure, yeah.
And then, so what I can't understand is, why is Jack still wearing an armband when he dropped it? Now, he came up with some, I've got it here. So this is his armband that he dropped after before gunning down the clowns. He said he was doing it to defend me, but then how is defending me saying I'm, now joining the insurgency? And I was surprised to see him the other day with an armband on as if nothing's happened. I really don't know what's going on. That was not
So let me ask
a
this.
woodsman response.
No, not at all. I mean, for him to do that and say you can find me with Harry almost makes me feel like he's had contact with Harry regarding something like this prior. Like he's just assuming Harry will take him in, or
yes,
you know what I
because
mean?
they
There's
turned
a
him
lot
away.
of questions.
They turned him away and said you need to go back to the woodsman. You're better placed to say what happened.
Yes, I don't think he was turned away as such. I think they said
sent back.
Sent back. Yeah, as in you don't need to join us because you're already part of us type of conversation.
Yeah. And that sends
I spoke to Jack
clearly.
yesterday, and he confirmed that Gideon and Jack are in alliance with Harry Churches at this point. That's all I know. And so they basically told him he might as well go back to the woodsman. We're all on the same page, more or less, in so many words. They first thought it was a trap.
I mean, it doesn't sound like anything other than a trap. I mean, you're not. I don't see how you can call yourself a woodsman and fight alongside the likes of Harry Churches. Now, I definitely agree that we should do things a little different. Like we need to kind of demand a little bit more respect, stick up for ourselves a little bit more, but those are easy things we can modify and adapt to moving forward. But to skip all of that and immediately get in bed with the enemy seems like a drastic leap. Like you missed about 14 steps between the two. So I don't think Gideon's of the right mindset. No. Jack, I think maybe is just getting caught up. Jack's the young buck. He's very ambitious and wants to reinvent the wheel, and I completely love him for that. Like I've lost all that, passion through the callousness of being a woodsman over the years. So it's good. Like we need that energy, but I think right now it's misguided because he's following Gideon. And I told DREDD I have not spoken to Gideon until I can look Gideon in the eyes and have a conversation. I don't know where he stands. I don't know where we stand, but I can tell you where I stand as a woodsman, and it's where I stood before I was a woodsman. Like there's certain lines you don't cross, and there's certain things that just go so much against the core values of being a woodsman that everything here seems completely upside down. I'm hoping that it's some sort of brainwashing, because that would at least answer a lot of questions and make a little bit more sense.
Can't tell you how good that is to hear, Couch. Honest to God.
Well, what the silver lining, and not to change the subject, But what honestly is really good to see is everybody still wanting to claim and hang on to that Woodsman legacy, even though they may be misguided and what they're doing they think is right. So we just need to correct that thought process. But the fact that both sides want to hang on to the armband and want to hang on to the Woodsman name tells me that there's hope for the Woodsman as a whole. We just need to get a couple of people back on track, and I think it's on both sides. Like, we need to be Woodsman 2.0. We need to have a little bit of a different business model. If someone doesn't respect us, we need to put our foot down. If someone demands shit from us, we just tell them no. I mean, look, if you want to waste your explosives and your bullets to break down our wooden walls and steal our bullshit loot from our fucking shelters, then have fun. Like, it's not going to stop. You've said it a million times. You're not going to stop the Woodsman. You're only slowing us down. And I don't mind those kind of slowdowns. Like, that's what we've dealt with from day one. But to take up arms with my enemy that's a whole different animal. And I don't think Gideon has that in him in a sound state of mind. So something's not right. Something's amiss.
I told Jack when I talked to him, I said, "You're not my enemy, and I care about what happens to you. So I hope we can get back to wherever it was we were." And
mistakes can be made. I mean,
but as far as aligning ourselves with Harry Churches, that's absolutely outside the realm of
because
acceptability.
we'd have zero credibility. Who's going to believe you if all of a sudden you're showing up at their doorstep with the very people that you came to ask for help because they're attacking us? Like, it just goes against the grain of what we stand for. Now, I'm not saying that there couldn't be a future where we can coexist with Harry and the insurgents, but that's totally different than going from Woodsman to standing side by side, armed, going into battle with them, based on, on their
exactly.
rules,
I mean,
I think there's
if they show up at our door, we'll give them fish. If they're not shooting us every chance they get, and they agree not to do that, then we can treat them like we treat everybody else.
What, to do that again? I think we are forgetting the fact that they've plagued us for 6 months or more.
Yeah. Oh no, that's one of my big reasons why I couldn't.
So I'm not dealing with them at all. So you can come 100%. To an agreement with the group, but I'm not dealing with them because I said it to Jack when he said if push came to shove, he would align himself with Harry Churches instead of the chaotic clowns. And my question to him was, how many times have the clowns coasted you?
And,
when you've
and
not played
of those
the game?
times, yeah, exactly. Of those times, how many were malicious and how many were, just mischievous? It's very different.
So,
but the other issue is Gideon's always looked up to Harry in a certain kind of way. Harry is the reason we started the Woodsman. He really pushed us to start our own group early on, and we were kind of on the brink of doing it anyway, and he just gave us that little push over the edge. I mean, there was a time when Harry was the pinnacle of hope and rehabilitation. I think it's all a cycle, and Harry's coming to the tail end of his cycle, and he's lost that passion and he's lost that hope, and I'm hoping Gideon's not getting on the end of his cycle as well. Maybe we can bring him back. I don't know, but it's definitely, it's not going to be an easy task, that's for sure. I think if we can get Gideon, I think Jack will follow suit. But when I say coexist, I don't mean like feeding them and hanging out with them. I mean, if we go to an event, just like with Dam and Blackthorn, we should be able to all occupy the same space without having to draw our weapons and kill each other. So that's the ultimate goal.
My question is, we've got somebody who willingly left the Woodsman to join the insurgents and is now still wearing an armband. I thought,
how do we trust them?
Yeah, and
as
again,
if nothing's happened.
I need
as if nothing's happened.
Yeah, and that's I don't. Jack's a whole separate. I was telling Dredd, there's like so many things going on here, but they're all their own individual issue. I think Gideon is one issue. Gideon was kidnapped, so a brainwashing or something, foul play could actually be the case. it could be something logical and we can understand it. Jack's different. But again, I think Jack is, the renegade, and he is incredibly passionate, and he takes things very personally, and I can understand why maybe tempers got the best of him. The throwing down the armband and running out, I don't know. I need to look them in the eye and have the conversation.
He'll
there's just too
probably
many
tell you like he
unanswered.
did to us. He'll probably change his story slightly to make it sound. Because Dredd was here, me and Dredd were in here when he was saying he'd done it to defend me, but defend
Yeah.
me
He
is one
did.
thing.
He did in fact run to Harry Church's. There's no debating that. So
Yeah. And he knew where to find them. Like,
exactly. So
Yeah.
it might
And
be a
he
little
wasn't
deeper
expecting
than
Tino to drop a minute on the radio when I was eavesdropping.
I think the key is Gideon. We've got to see what's going on with him. If there is any chance of a rehabilitation, is this real? Is this fake, fabricated? Nothing about. I mean, I was telling Dredd, Gideon and I have always kind of walked the edge of, that fine line of going to the dark side. It's hard doing what we do, and it is a cycle, and we've done it for years, and the abuse and the manipulation and the lies, they do get to you. And normally when I was feeling dark, I could lean on Gideon and vice versa, and I just haven't been around. Like maybe I wasn't there and he needed that conversation and it didn't happen and he snapped, or maybe there's something more to it, and there is a brainwashing at play. But I need to get them one-on-one. I don't even want to talk to them at the same time, because again, I think they're separate issues. Gideon's going to be my first priority.
Well, Gideon was saying things like, yes, Blackthorn have took advantage, because they have, but we've never done anything about it, so why now?
Right.
And
it's not so much. I don't know. Maybe he's gone so full-blown the polar opposite direction, but I'm just talking more about, I'm all good for giving whoever fish, right? And when groups come up and want to demand something, I'm just done with that. I don't care who it is, FL, clowns, damn, it doesn't matter. You can demand all you want. My answer is no. I'll give you a piece of fish and you can fuck off. That's kind of all. We're simple. We're simple fishermen. We're here with a mission, and there's a lot of things that are getting us sidetracked.
So his
reality
reasoning
of
now
being...
is they're not welcome. His reasoning now is none of them are welcome here. That's what he said to us when we got into the bit of an argument upstairs. Is that he doesn't want any of the groups, FL coming through. And if they do, we ask them to leave. If we don't, we ask them again. And if they refuse, we shoot them. That was essentially the escalation.
I have to get in my head. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
Just be careful that window.
When was the last time Dam was ever an issue? When was the last time they were even down here causing problems? The second we say they're not allowed, guess who's showing up? Right? As soon as you tell them they're not allowed, they're going to be beating the door down at the embassy demanding all kinds of stuff just to push that boundary. I see what he's saying, but like you said, it's never been our tactic. That's just never been what we do. I think somewhere in the middle there is a compromise. I don't want to let people walk all over us. That's why I shot Worm in the back the other day. I'm tired of that. At Lollipop Mountain, totally different. You're when you go there, you leave certain items behind knowing that mischief is afoot and something could go down.
Mm-hmm.
You may wake up on the coast, so that is to be expected. But for them to come to our territory and disrespect us, I do draw the line there. There has to be an understanding. The problem is they're clowns. How can you even reason with the clown? Probably not. Can you trust a clown?
No.
Probably not.
No.
But they're clowns, right? So I don't have a problem with that. They're staying true to who they are. These other groups, I mean, if Blackthorn and FL and Dam wanted to come down and harass us, then I could see cutting them off at that point. If there's a group actively attacking us or something, then yeah, we're not going to give them fish. That's, we're almost kind of at war with you, if you will. But other than that, we've got to stick to what got us here. As neutral as you can be in these lands. Neutrality is not a real thing anymore. Like it's not. We call ourselves neutral because we maintain whatever neutrality still exists in a post-apocalyptic world, right? I mean, you can only be so neutral. There's too many people that are going to abuse you and take advantage of it. You are going to be forced to occasionally pick a side, just like when y'all brought the Legionnaires up into the base. It was the right thing to do. Are you being neutral? Absolutely not. But was it the right thing to do? 100%. And if you don't have that flexibility, if you're so rigid that you're saying it, you know, it's an all or nothing, well, then we're never going to survive. But it should be so far and few between that it's these little tiny instances that hardly ever happen. You know what I mean?
We done the same for Worm when the Fireflies came down, ironically.
Exactly. It's all about what's best for the community as a whole, and the last thing we want is a bloodbath at the embassy, because then word gets out and people start seeking this as a safe haven, and that's what we want it to be. So yeah, it's a gray area. There's a lot of lines in the sand. Things kind of ebb and flow a lot. I feel like we stay woodsmen. We obviously don't go to battle with our enemies.
Well,
we also don't proactively attack our enemies, you know?
Which we have done. So we've blown up the clowns and we've shot 3 of them as woodsmen. Because I went up north, explaining that Gideon's not himself, and Jack's gone to the insurgency, and now Jack's running around with an armband on. So as it stands right now, the woodsmen have tried to blow up the clowns. That the clowns weren't going to take any action over, and then Jack gunned down 3 of them.
Yeah. And you know that's the thing. That's the thing. But it's kind of at this point it can't be changed. There's nothing we can do about it. This is, you know, Jack's actions as a woodsman. We just have to take the brunt of the blow, and that's okay. If the clowns want to come and get shooty with us or try to break in, you know, they're clowns. Talking to them and try to reason with them is not on the table because they're clowns. Going to Lollipop Mountain and doing anything is a dumb idea because they're clowns. So it's almost like we just need to sit back and let them do what they're going to do, and just kind of be prepared for a few different options and be cautious when we come and go. And definitely, if you see them out in the wild, don't assume that they're not going to kill you, shoot you for whatever.
Jackal will have it in for me. He's got it in for me because he was one of the ones that were there. So I'm probably expecting, a bullet from him.
Yeah. Yep. And you know, I will say if a group shows up at the embassy and they're trying to start shit, you know, we have to defend ourselves. That's just all there is to it. And drawing your weapon on someone, exactly. So as long as we just kind of keep doing what we're doing, I think that's the woodsman way, right? I mean, it's worked. We've just got a little off track. Gideon's a wild card right now. I need desperately to get face to face with him and then just report back, and I'll let you know what my gut tells me. Until I do that, it just sounds so outrageous. I almost can't even believe it. So
it's almost unbelievable.
Yeah. Especially the thing with Jack. You know, Gideon made sense because I heard, you know, kidnapped, disappears, come back, a different state of mind. How many times have we heard that story, right? It happens a lot. Like, people have the ability here to do things to your brain, and we've seen it, not just with the clowns, but with other groups. But Jack, that's a very ballsy move with other woodsmen present in their own home base. I mean, he knows it's going to bring heat on the woodsman as a whole, and that's a bonehead move.
That's what I said to him. It's like you left your comrade behind.
Yeah, that was a selfish act.
Well,
I mean, I'm not saying I haven't wanted to do it a million times, but
he wasn't a comrade then.
He claimed he claimed after the fact that he was there protecting you.
And regardless, even if he drops his armband, the clowns are only going to look at this as a woodsman killed us. Period. Doesn't matter 100%. If he proclaimed before he did it, "Hey, heads up, I'm not." They don't care. They're, you know, even if they did care, they're clowns. They don't care. So the clowns, they're going to come for us. They're going to come and they're going to do what clowns do, and I'm okay with that. because they're doing what clowns do. Gideon's not doing what Gideon does, and Jack's not doing what Jack does. So that's the issue. That's the only issue. I could care less about any of these other groups. I've said it a million times. I'm only here for the Woodsman. Everyone else is just collateral bonus gravy. Means nothing.
So, the last time I spoke to him, it was...
That's a
you
bit
know,
rude.
Well,
Why not?
you know, our friends. I'm sorry. You know
Yeah,
what I mean,
the
bro.
last time I spoke to him, I said, why now? And the reason I punched Gideon is because when I said nobody done anything, when you know, me included, nobody done anything, and he turned around to me, looked me in the face, and said, "Well, that was your responsibility to do something." You know, how isolating does that feel? When the next day, you know, the worm came down, everybody was like normal, but his response to me was, well, that was my responsibility to do something about worm or the clowns, as an individual, not as a group.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, hindsight, I'm glad nothing did happen. You know, at the time, believe me, if this would have happened then, I'd probably be on that hill as well.
Right. Right.
Because how I felt at the time, you know, in the heat of battle, or all the passions are rising.
Yeah.
But I've had time to realise that that is not the best course of action. Sometimes.
Right. There's consequences that impact others other than just yourself. And as soon as you put any armband on, doesn't matter if it's a Woodsman or a dam or fireflies, once that armband goes on, you're not acting alone any longer. That was what happened with us with Wade back in the day, you know, doing private deals with FL and going out at night, and we know nothing about it, yet it's still a representation of the Woodsman. Like that, we act as one. We're one body moving together. So one person shoots down the clowns, we all did it. Thank God it was the clowns. I mean, everyone knows my stance on the clowns. I love those guys and girls. They're amazing. But if you think that they're your friends, your allies, or they can be trusted, then you don't know the clowns. Like their whole mission is to enslave every human. Like that's their reason for existence. And I take that with a grain of salt. And I definitely wouldn't find myself going up to their territory not expecting possible mischief to break out, because I would almost be disappointed. Stay true to who you are.
So the difficulty we've got, and I know you might not have long, so Gideon's, or say Gideon and Jack, we'll say that, but Gideon's stance is that all those groups on that list aren't welcome. But that includes the Helping Hands, who is on that list, and this is where it gets confusion. So I've just set this up just so people can come here still.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. We still have a job to do. Yeah.
But the issue we've got is we've got one side, I'm not thinking of it as size, but one building that is going to be selective, that we're all going to, you know, I don't know, because I had to get it out of him, because he said, I said, so what do you want us to do as a group? You need to tell us what you need us to do, or what the procedure is with these groups when they come past. And that took a while, but the end result was shoot them if they don't leave. Now,
but what are they doing? Are they just sitting downstairs doing
just
nothing? Are they trying to break in?
Said,
I mean,
no, he said they're not welcome here in any way, shape, or form.
So I don't think anyone can really say that about anywhere, right? Like even Dam can't say you're not welcome in Gorka. Guess what? You can still go to Gorka, just don't get caught. So, or wherever they're at now.
It's more our actions. What are we expected to do as a group? I'm concerned about, not whether they come through or not, because as you say, they're going to come through anyway. It's just you know, and I wasn't happy with the fact that changing everything that we had sort of like fought for with blood, sweat, and tears, to then start, and again,
to be like like every other group now, like every other group in the land. And that's the problem. We don't want to be.
And we know we don't deal with groups in the way people make out. Dealing with them is being civil when they come past, regardless of what type of group they are. If we've got a piece of fish, you know, but every group's dealt the other way with every other group at different times. you know. So I'm just
And, you know, to be honest, it is one thing if you come by as a group, you know, and you've got your backpack and your guns and there's multiple of you. To be perfectly honest, you shouldn't need a fish from me. Like we're not here to feed those people anyway. Happy to do it, but in the bigger scheme of things, we're here to give people the fish that can't get the fish on their own, and they're kind of by themselves having a hard time. So it's not that we can't tell people no, we're not going to give you fish, we don't have it, and not feel bad about it. But to tell someone you can't even come into my territory and you're not welcome here, you're putting a target on your back. And those people are definitely going to come. They're coming.
So he made out that we're just here for freshies now. That's when I left him with the embassy. You know, left the embassy, and I think Monk and I don't know if it was DREDD there as well. I can't remember. I think Monk was there. So, but basically, he said we're only here for the freshies. That's all we're here for now.
All right. So moving forward, we all agree that Gideon isn't himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how can he be expected to lead?
Well,
that's the problem I'm up against. It's like who's calling the shots now?
Well, I mean,
obviously
I can tell
you.
Inevitably, the torch will eventually be passed to this guy right here. And that's been our plan. Like we've been grooming and sitting back in amazement. No, not like that. And we've literally been sitting back in awe, just watching how Rusty has taken off and what he has brought to the table. And we've, you know,
I couldn't agree more.
The decision was made, and things were very close to getting to that point. And now I feel like there's two Woodsmen. They're going in very different ways, and I just know. From the first flag. Yeah, I can't take it. You guys need leadership,
the issue,
and I can't give it to you.
We're moving too many steps ahead here. The issue we've got is Gideon is dealing with Harry Churches, and he's left a note up there saying they're waiting his decision. So they're doing some sort of thing. I'm not ousting Gideon. You know,
I don't think you need to.
No, and that's not what I'm asking. That's not. I'm just saying, this group of Woodsmen right here, someone has to lead, and it can't be Gideon. And I'm not here enough to make a difference. I'm not saying that this doesn't have to be permanent. I'm just saying there has to be a hierarchy. You know, we've always said, yeah, we don't really have leaders, this and that. Well, you do, but you don't. Like, everyone's opinion matters, everyone's voice counts, but somebody has to bear that burden and that responsibility. And even if it's just short-lived and it's temporary, this group needs somebody. And I think you're going the right direction. I like your stance. I like the fact that you're sticking to your guns and you're staying true to the Woodsman values. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm just saying, in the interim, we need a leader. And it's got to be one of you guys here in this room. Like, you're the ones present, you're the ones pushing forward, fighting the battle. It's not right for me to sit back and claim leadership.
I'm not doing it.
So even if it's just an interim role, somebody has to step up and do this. You know, maybe it's only a day, maybe it's a week, maybe it's a month, maybe it's forever. I don't know, but I've got to talk to Gideon, and
You need to
maybe
speak
I
to
don't come
Gideon.
back. You
Well,
know, who knows what's going to happen? But I
we
need you
have
to
our
change armbands with me.
we have our founders. We have our
Just swap
and
out.
now we have a general. How about that?
Yeah,
And
and
that-
then maybe things, you know, work out, and maybe they don't. But this is the original from the first flag we hoisted at Woodsman Pond. It's Woodsman Gold. You need to hang on to it,
No, well, thank you.
and
Here.
Right.
It means exactly what it means.
Right, everybody get naked.
We've groomed him long enough.
Now that's my
so
type
on-
of fucking party.
But on a, like I say, on a serious note, at some point when you're able to, and he may seem quite normal to you because he is when he bumped into DREDD and Monk. He was quite his usual self, but he kept moving like this. He couldn't stand still. He was doing this a lot. And when you press him on something, like, he starts to get a bit more angry, the same as Mr. Churches does on the radio, when I think he just gets fed up with people obviously admonishing him on the radio, but he loses his temper quite quickly when you start to try and pin him down on, you know, so what are we doing now?
Well, remember when I met Gideon? He'd been living by himself, a hermit life, for many years. So when I brought him out into the world, that was kind of his early stage. Like, he wasn't very trusting of others, had a bit of a short temper, and then he became the most patient person I'd ever met. Like, was willing to give anyone a chance, you know, show him the ropes, rehabilitate him, all this stuff. So he's just reverted so far back into his hermit shell. I just need to talk to him. I'm gonna make it a point.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I crash here? I don't feel safe sleeping at the embassy.
Yeah. This won't fit,
and-
Thread, on this helmet.
Oh, sorry, man.
unfortunately. Thank you.
And I'll make it a point to track him down and have a one-on-one with him. And based on where that conversation goes, it might not even be relevant to have a conversation with Jack, because if I don't get Gideon, Jack's not coming.
No.
But let me talk to him. He'll respond different to me. I can get through to him. I know I can. He'll at least be honest with me. Might not be what we want to hear, but he'll shoot me straight. Hopefully not. You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is the first good news we've had in quite a while now.
No, the good
You're
news is
welcome.
you guys are still here. I mean, I'm looking around and I see a lot of good news right now. So it's a tall task, no doubt, but I have nothing but faith that you can pull it off. I'm gonna try to do my stuff, and I'll make it a point sometime before the weekend's up to have a sit down, and I'll reach out. If I can't get you guys, I'll leave you a note, maybe like up here, maybe right. I don't know. I don't want to. I'll drop it on this table. I don't want other people to come up and read it. You know.
Or you could put it
Maybe
on the back of the desk, or maybe
Yeah,
in this corner here.
I'll put it. Yeah. I'll try to hide it as best I can. But I'm glad I got to talk to you guys. Waking up in the embassy and reading that rambling note from Gideon, it didn't even sound like he wrote it. I was just at a total loss.
Well, we've not been up there since we left, so
No.
that was the first time we'd gone back there. And when you're getting
Just
told by
do
the
me-
insurgents, you need to go back and speak to Gideon as if we're their bitches.
Exactly. That, or as if Gideon is. Like, that seems like Gideon's in their pocket and they're just pulling the strings. Like, that's not an option either. I don't know. Don't give up on Gideon. I would fall on my sword for that guy, and I just can't believe
Oh, 100%.
that he's a lost cause. Give me some time to work on it, and I think we can make it happen.
So practical matters moving forward. We think the insurgency has access to the embassy.
Probably. I think if we assume that's the case, and if it's not, it's a bonus. I
So
don't.
do we
think,
operate it? Do we operate in exile, or do we take our home back?
No, I'm not taking that
I
back.
think ultimately you definitely get the embassy back. That's a no-brainer, and that will be something. I mean, I'm not. When I talk to Gideon, it's not. I'm not giving him options. It's not like I'm gonna lay out the red carpet and see how he wants to move forward. There's gonna be the Woodsmen live in the embassy. That's that. And if they're not gonna be Woodsmen, then they're out. And it's gonna be very black and white. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. If they want to pursue some other wild hair they got up their ass, so they can do it outside of the embassy, and they can steal the hell out of Prigorod, because we won't tolerate it, especially 200
But-
meters away from us. That's bullshit.
Yes. Speak to him first, though, because again, you'll get a better idea of how different
Yep.
he is.
And that's okay.
Like-
I mean, the one thing I won't do is draw a weapon on Gideon. But if I gotta tell him to leave, he's gonna leave, because he won't draw a weapon on me either. Like there are lines neither one of us will cross, and that one I know is set in stone. But the embassy does not belong to me. It does not belong to Gideon. It belongs to the Woodsman. And Jack and Gideon, in my opinion, are not Woodsmen at the moment. They may have on an armband and a raincoat, but that's not what being a Woodsman's all about. So, it may go well, it may go completely shitty, but you will be back in the embassy, and we will be the Woodsman, and we'll keep moving forward with or without Gideon and Jack. It's just that simple. I don't want to see that happen. I mean, he's half the reason we even exist, but people are allowed to change, but not like that and not unwarranted. So I need to talk to him, and I'll make it a point to get back with you as soon as I have any sort of direction on where I think this is going. But definitely plan on being back in the embassy. That belongs to you guys 100%. And if I have to shoot my way in and change the locks, I'll do it.
Yeah, the downstairs is still the same, so I'm assuming that the other ones.
There for Jack and Gideon if they decide to go down the dark path. They seem to be wearing black as it is. So...
I love it. Yeah, I love it. I'll drop it on their feet.
Yeah.
And I'll just tell them. I'll say it's simple. You got to make a choice, and the Woodsman version that you've created is not a choice. We can be stronger as a group. We can put our foot down and draw lines in the sand and still be welcoming woodsmen who try to practice neutrality as best it can be practiced. But to banish people and tell people they're not welcome is never anything a woodsman's going to do.
No, they didn't banish anybody. Yeah.
We went.
I mean what they're saying about the other groups not being allowed.
Oh yeah.
Like
absolutely.
That's going to be the biggest problem. As soon as you tell someone that, everyone's gonna be coming down from the north to stir shit up down here in our nice, what is as pleasant as you're gonna get, southern coast. And we don't want that. We don't want any reason for anyone to want to come stir the pot down here. So if Gideon and Jack do want to pursue this, not only do they need to leave the embassy, they need to leave Prigorod, and they need to pursue it outside of our territory. And I will let him know if they show up with the wrong colors on, trying to push their weight around, bullets will fly. The insurgency will never be an ally of the Woodsman unless they, again, people can change, but it's not going to be an overnight thing, and there's going to have to be a lot of actual activity that they show they're changing and not words. Harry likes to talk. There's a lot of words, and they don't jive with his actions all the time. So they've got a lot of proving in my book before there's even a coexisting option. I mean, as it stands now, if I see them, I want to shoot them. Like that's, I've seen them shooting our guys left and right, and they're the only group really doing that at will. Not even us. They're shooting freshies. Like, how do you justify that? How can I take you credible at all when part of your tactic is to kill someone unarmed, fresh, leaving the embassy? Like, you're a total psychopath. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So we just need to get Gideon out of the dark before he's too far gone. And I mean, I'll do my damnedest.
Yeah, I don't think there's any lack of love for Gideon in this room. I don't think
No,
that's changed a
no,
bit.
and he knows that, and that may be what brings him back, because he's not going to find that anywhere else. You can fight side by side with whoever you want, but the camaraderie in this group and the loyalty and the love we all have for each other, you absolutely will not get in any other group, and that's why it means so much to me, and that's why I'm willing to fight for it. But again, Gideon always looked up to Harry. I mean, almost an obsession. So it might not have taken Harry a lot to manipulate him. You know, when you idolize someone, even if you've kind of turned your back on that, there's still somewhere in the back of your head, some dark little corner where that person is still an idol to you. And if Harry can convince him that they're fighting for the same cause, come work beside your idol, you know, Gideon could have fallen prey to that, but he's a lot stronger minded than that. So I'll talk to him. I'm going to take a rest, get my wits about me. I'll talk to him, and I'll keep you guys in the loop, but keep doing what you're doing. You made the right move. You're all doing the exact right thing. And thank God you did, because had you not, there'd be no more Woodsman.
Yeah.
So good to see you, Couch. Thanks for clearing all this up.
Yeah, man.
cheers,
Sorry it
Couch.
took me so long to get in the mix, but couldn't be more proud of what you guys have done. I mean, you stood up to a founder, and that takes some balls. So kudos. You did the right thing, 100%. Yeah, definitely. Hats off. Wear that armband proudly, men. You're doing an amazing job, and we'll get to the bottom of this. We either move on without Gideon, and unfortunately, he might become our enemy, or we salvage this, and we're twice as good as we were before. Either way, we're going to come out stronger. The Woodsmen are better because of this, no matter what, with or without Gideon. We've learned, we have more experience, and you know what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So. Good shit all around. Yep, gentlemen. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Rusty.
Yeah.
Heavy is the crown.
Yeah.
Can,
No, I'm certainly not.
do one of you mind just quickly filling me in? I had to go in my head for like 3 minutes. And when I came back, all I saw was Couch taking his armband off, and I'm like, oh, fuck, what's going on here? Hey!
So I'm filling you in.
Are you doing a Gideon? Are you doing a Gideon?
I'm filling you in.
He's turned already. Fucking hell, he's had it 5 fucking seconds.
Before you fill Mr. DREDD in, I'll have to say my goodbyes. If it's okay, I would take a nap right in here.
Yeah, just be careful. It's
Absolutely.
not secure when you wake up. You know, it won't be for a little while.
No way I sleep is safe. Don't you worry.
Good to see you, Wes, old friend.
Yes, Wes. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So essentially, he's going to have a chat with Gideon, and so it's going to be messy. You know, but what's the worst that's going to happen? We're going to get shot at. You know, we're used to that, unfortunately. But he needs to, like I said, he needs to speak to Gideon. To get
In lieu of that, yeah. Sorry, I was just gonna say that in lieu of that, he gave Rusty the founder's armband, and Rusty's the de facto leader for now.
Oh, wow.
I'm all behind that.
Yeah, 100%. I did hear saying someone to lead, and I did point to Rusty, so that was definitely all behind that.
Well, yeah. So I just think trying to make this secure you know, so people, and then I'm working out of here initially because we've still got the clowns to deal with, you know.
Yeah,
That's
well,
not
it
going to
could
be
just be like
easy.
an outpost, can't it? In the meantime.
Well, it's just messing about with potential other areas that we may be able to secure cheaply, you know. Because we were saying that I forget what I said. I think for is it 2 boxes or 3 boxes of nails, we'll have as many layers here as we've got in the embassy right now. There's no storage, which is a problem, you know, as in you can't get the shelters. I think you can get 1 shelter up here, but that's blocked by the door, so you can't really store anything. But if you don't store anything, it's not a great loss. Just have it in the tents downstairs for people to take.
Yeah,
you know, less guns.
there's nothing
and
much
stuff.
that we
Just don't
store
pick stuff
anyway,
up
really, is there?
unnecessarily.
That we desperately need.
Not. I mean, it's handy like raincoats and stuff to get started again,
good,
and armbands, and it is good to have like at least 1 set. But then all of a sudden, you know, you can go through those tents up there, and I've always said it. You know, there's random pistols that could probably just go in the fire. You know, before you realise that we filled up a car tent. You know.
Yeah. I did run to Western Evac yesterday via like Bourne in the usual old run, and the whole time I think I was following someone, because it was not long after nap time, and every door to all of the sheds were open. So I spent about 2 hours running there and back, and it was like, fuck's sake, what a waste of time.
Yeah.
Not a single thing. Like, not even a glow stick, man.
Yeah, it's always shocking when you find nothing. It's like, did they literally take everything? Yeah, it happens a lot.
Well,
at least we got some answers.
Some stuff that I have found over the past couple of days. I don't know if any of that's any use to anyone.
Yeah, I don't need a suppressor.
I'll take the 308 in case they find a blaze. Oh, did you not need the pistol suppressor? Because I will take that if you don't.
No, I don't. I've got a Mark II.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like the Mark II as well. So we have a path forward in that Couch is going to speak to Gideon and give an ultimatum of you're out on your hook or...
Well, yeah, I still think he needs to speak to him before... Yeah, he will. He'll speak to him first because he'll see how much has changed, or he might not, you know, because he's only got our side of the story so far. But I think he did say he saw a note from Gideon up there.
Yeah, he said and he knew straight away that something was off. Just by the way it was written.
Because we still, you know, and I've said this before, it's, you know, it's easy to judge unless you've been in his shoes. We'd all like to think we know what we would do in that circumstance, but until you go through what you've gone through with him, I don't know.
Yeah. I was a bit, so before you guys got here, Couch was worried in case he had to go to sleep before he got back, and he was filling us in. And there was part of me, I think he's cleared this up now, but when he first said it, I was a bit confused about the, you know, being a bit more, not aggressive is not the right word, but choosy, or how we react to people. It was just Monk, I think.
Yeah, I just...
Yeah. Okay. And I said to him, look, you need to communicate that a bit better because you sounded like what Gideon sounds like, you know, that will turn people away, and I don't think that's what he meant at all. But that's how it sounded at first, and I was a bit like, uh-oh. He was just saying that, you know, if people are going to push us about, we need to, if we're in our land, you know, in our land and in our house, then people will respect that. If don't, then they're not welcome.
Then there's consequences. Yeah, that's, and I think that's absolutely fair, and that's like what I said, Jack. I mean, like, okay, let's, you know, we'll put our foot down, and that's fine. On the radio, and he did genuinely concerned about her well-being when he said, you know, watch out for the characters he saw poking around the embassy.
Yeah, he did.
And,
he did. I was just concerned that he was overlooking the embassy, so I was a bit.
Well, yeah.
It was a bit dubious as to, well, hang on,
Yeah.
And then he was
Yeah,
like,
who's
"Is that your guys?"
who's
I'm
on
like,
your
"Well, I
right and
don't
left?"
know. But if I say it was, is he going to shoot? You know, it's a
Right,
perfect excuse,
right,
isn't it, to
right.
say, "Oh well, I didn't realise it was them." And I thought, well, if it is
Right,
them, I need to go tell
right.
them straight away. You know.
Yeah, I don't think he's quite there yet to start shooting Woodsman, but I think, yeah, I guess this conversation Couch has with Gideon is gonna probably be the decider moving forward,
Yeah.
because they're gonna have to make some choices.
And hopefully, you know, I know we all agree here that what Jack's done is horrific. Whether it's unforgivable, that time will tell, I suppose, because, you know, the reason why I'm a woodsman is charity. And I'd like to think the best of people.
Absolutely.
And hopefully we can work through this and he's, you know, and we can get back to the level we were at rather than ostracating him or whatever the word is, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, so until we get clarification from Couch, you know, that's still Gideon. Gideon's still up there, and we're just hanging out here, you know.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens from that. You know, I don't certainly want to push him out. That's not the thing. It's just you know, and again, I don't want to cloud anybody else's judgment. You know, this is, you know, I done what I done because that's what I believe in. And again, everybody's entitled and free to have their own views on things. Yeah, we do need to stick up for ourselves more. We have been pushed around, but this has gone from level 1 to level 1,000.
Yeah.
Overnight, you know, and it's not, you know, it may come to that, you know, but normally that escalates because it starts. And then it gets worse, then it gets worse, then it gets worse. And then you're just shooting each other all the time, like the Legionnaires, you know, and you're getting raided all the time. And we couldn't function as a community group like that. That's the clowns. Jackal. Jackal. He's probably going to shoot me as soon as he sees me. Yeah, that was one of the clowns that Jack shot.
How could he hear us?
He didn't. He didn't. He was just speaking too loudly.
Ah, right, okay. I thought he was shouting to us that Jack's a crazy man with a crazy group. It's absolutely egregious.
No, somebody said he jumped off a cliff to meet the lady or something.
Yeah, that's...
But I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So they've probably been to the embassy.
Yeah. What I was saying about the group is, you know, you can put your foot down and stand your ground, but ultimately, if you stand up against some groups, they're going to know that we aren't fighters, that we aren't. Do you know what I mean? So we can't go to the nth degree. We need to
almost
just
a
be like,
joke.
Look. Sorry.
Almost a joke to them if we, you know, if we say we're going to do X, Y, and Z,
and they'll just needle us more. Do you know what I mean? We can be respectful and say, look, we don't want that here, but I'm not going to pull my gun out and put it in the face and go, well, we will mow you down and come after you. Like that's not what I signed up for. But I think
and that's the way we've always done it, and that's the thing. That's the way we've always done it, and it hasn't done us bad. You know, in the time that, from what I can remember, and before I was a woodsman, it hasn't done them too bad by having that way. You know, we've got in more trouble by, well, we're potentially going to get in more trouble by standing up for ourselves.
Yes, yeah. Become more of a target.
Yeah. But
I suppose I can throw away this logo that I was drawn for the new group. You know. I'm joking, of course.
Is that a belly rumbling?
Not mine.
Yeah. We just need to find.
So why will Jackal kill you?
Well, Jack shot him in the face,
But I thought,
and he doesn't like me anyway. I just shut that. I'm just paranoid about this door being open.
I
I was
thought,
gonna go look out there, and then you heard bellies.
I thought,
So he's a clown.
Try to stop.
Jackal's a clown.
Yeah.
And he's never been he doesn't seem to be a fan of mine. He's quite an angry clown out of all of them. I think
Right.
he seems to be the most constantly angry
did you describe what he wears?
clown. I think he wears a beret because he's French.
Right. Okay.
He wears a purple-ish greatcoat.
Right. Just so I can, if I
And he's-
come across him, I know who he is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, we're not openly shooting at him, but yeah, that's what's important with the voices as well. I don't think they would have heard us up here potentially, but he must have been on 2 or 3, I think, so medium
Yeah.
or shout.
It is probably worth one of us talking and one of us going down to make sure that we can't be heard. Because we think we can't be heard, there might be people listening in, you know?
When Couch was talking, I came to hear and I couldn't hear him.
Ah, right, okay, perfect.
Give you an idea on
Yeah.
what.
What about from downstairs though? Because the distance is the
Directly
same.
below you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I can
Uh,
continue
that-
talking, that's no problem.
yeah.
So I don't know if you can hear this.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so we need to be careful then. Well, at least we know that if we hear a door open then. Or if we're being secret, we can go and use a lockpick and just lock all the doors.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
badly damaged, so if we see another one, I need to grab it.
Right, okay, I'll keep
What
an
do you
eye
need?
out.
Sorry.
Lockpick that's not badly
Oh, right.
damaged.
Right.
If we do leave, I think we should each take a door. There's 3 doors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to head off shortly.
Yeah,
No
me
problem.
too, actually.
Sorry, man.
Unfortunately.
Oh. No, thanks.
But,
Thanks for well, we all know the score now. Like say, we're not
Yeah.
ousting
Yeah.
anybody. Couch is going to have
No,
a
no.
chat. They're probably not.
Go ahead.
They're probably not. You know, I don't want to fight them. You know, because they, you know,
No.
like I say, I think this is an unusual turn of events. A
Yeah.
really unusual turn of events.
I like how...
again,
Sorry,
if
go on.
we went, so if we went with their mentality, you know, we'd be fighting now, as in shooting now. We're not, you know, they don't allow you to think about things. It's black and white, isn't it, with
Yeah.
the insurgency about a lot of things. Because if when they find out about us, they'll probably come down here and start shooting us. The insurgency will, I would guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, because when they saw me and Monk, you know, they said about, are you setting up here? I said yes. It's a little community camp that everybody's welcome to come to.
Yeah.
So
We'll just have to see what pans out, I think. I liked how the radios worked. If I was just on the right frequency, but on the hour, that worked quite well.
yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
yeah
do,
sorry.
No,
do we
no,
want-
it's sound, man.
Since Jack is obviously still using that channel, do we want to maybe switch to the next one higher or next one lower?
Yeah, it's probably wise.
Whatever
Do you
that
wanna...
number that is, like
Yeah.
99.1
Next one lower.
or whatever
Yeah.
that's.
Yeah, the one below. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh man, Couch is here, and I was like, I hope the other guys are about because I'll not remember what he says unless I write it down.
Right.
Don't forget if you know, because there might be Uno, Mimi, Smash, Roscoe. They might wake up, and again, just obviously don't try and like overload them. Just explain what's happening and let them make their choice.
Yeah.
You know, that some of them might think like that. You know, as well. They may have had, you know, enough. So I'm not, you know, I'd never try and sway anybody. Just let them decide for themselves. You know, there's two sides to this story, and you know, there's one side, and then there's our side.
Yeah.
Or you know, and we'll just roll with it.
Yeah. Do you know you can change the frequency while it's on your belt as well?
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah, it
working
just
for me
slow-
earlier. Same,
right,
same with
okay.
my O muscle.
Yeah.
Man.
Well,
No, that's cool. But
That
yeah,
works
guys, sorry,
over.
I'm gonna have to head off. But
yeah. Remember,
No,
the
this
new
was-
dress
this-
is going to be booty shorts, wife beaters,
nice.
and
Titty
Father
tass-
Christmas hats.
Titty tassels.
Titty tassels. We go this way, and we go that way, and we go this way, and we go this way, and we go one this way and one that way.
Yeah,
Like figure of eight.
I can't do that. Yeah, no way.
Right, I'll catch you two later
So,
then if you're
yeah,
gonna.
cheers,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. I'm
Thanks
gonna
for-
sleep in here.
Yeah. That's good, and congratulations,
absolutely.
Rusty. Well done, well deserved.
Yeah,
Well-
yeah. No, this is as it should
Yeah,
be.
thank you.
Cheers, buddy. Don't forget the shovels up here. If you need it.
Right, cheers, man. Speak soon.
Yeah, yeah. Take care.